You're at the mall. You're getting hungry, and everybody's trying to lure you in.
Step right up. Hit a burger, get a burger. Hot potato, get a burger. Hot potato.
Step into a time machine and take a trip back to the glory days of the mall, when food courts were buzzing with unique, mouth-watering spots, and each restaurant had a signature flavor.
Everybody loves a taste. Taco Bell, 'cause we're the fresh food place, Taco Bell.
From the iconic cinnamon rolls at Cinnabon to the tantalizing aromas of Sbarro's pizza, these mall eateries weren't just places to grab a bite. They were to die for destinations. Join us as we reminisce about 20 beloved mall restaurants from the past that we can't help but miss.
The new Orange Julius Premium Fruit Smoothies, now at your DQ. Get yours today.
Orange Julius. There was a time when the mere mention of Orange Julius sparked an instant craving for its signature frothy, creamy concoctions. Picture yourself strolling through the mall, the scent of citrus filling the air as you approached that iconic stand, its orange sign glowing invitingly. Known for blending fresh orange juice with a secret mix of sweeteners, vanilla, and ice, Orange Julius created a refreshing, frothy drink that was both indulgent and revitalizing. It wasn't just a beverage, it was a moment, a treat that defined a generation of mall-goers. Beyond the classic orange drink, the brand also offered a variety of fruit-flavored variations, making it the go-to spot for anyone seeking a quick, cool refreshment. Whether paired with a slice of pizza or enjoyed as a mid-shopping pick-me-up, the Orange Julius experience was a key part of the mall culture. Sadly, as mall culture shifted, so too did the presence of Orange Julius stores in many shopping centers. Today, their once vibrant stands are nothing but a memory. But for those who lived through the heyday of the 80s and 90s, the taste of an Orange Julius still brings back a wave of nostalgia. Sam Goody. Sam Goody was more than just a music store. It was an experience that perfectly captured the vibe of the 80s and 90s malls. Known for its vast collection of vinyl, cassette tapes, and CDs, Sam Goody wasn't just the go-to place for music. It also boasted a food court location that became a favorite hangout spot for mall goers. Nestled right alongside other iconic eateries, Sam Goody's food offerings were a delicious mix of comfort food and nostalgia. The food court served up everything from hot dogs to crispy fries, all paired with a side of sweet, sugary nostalgia. Whether you were grabbing a bite before hitting up the arcade or refueling after an intense shopping spree, Sam Goody was the place where the soundtrack of your day came to life with every bite. Its lively energy was a perfect match for the upbeat mall atmosphere of the time. Though the music store has long since faded into the history books, its food court legacy remains in the hearts of those who fondly remember browsing the latest hits while snacking on something delicious. Sam Goody may be gone, but it'll never be forgotten, especially by those who miss the perfect blend of tunes and treats. Sbarro. Ah, Sbarro. The pizza place that was more than just a quick bite. It was an experience. Nestled in the heart of almost every mall's food court, Sbarro's signature aromas of freshly baked pizza and warm garlic bread filled the air, drawing in hungry shoppers with the promise of comfort and flavor. Famous for its New York-style, thick, cheesy slices, Sbarro became a go-to stop for families, teens, and anyone needing a break from retail therapy. Their massive pizza slices, often sold by the pound, were the perfect balance of crispy crust, tangy sauce, and gooey mozzarella. And who could forget the unforgettable scent of their cheese-filled breadsticks? For many, a slice of Sbarro was a mall ritual, an essential part of the shopping experience. Though the rise of healthier options and food trends pushed Sbarro to the back burner in many malls, its place in food court history is undeniable. Every mall goer from the 80s to the early 2000s remembers the joy of grabbing a quick slice while catching up with friends or taking a breather from a day of shopping. Today, Sbarro may be a shadow of its former self, but those cheesy, delicious memories will forever remain. The Great Steak and Potato Company. The Great Steak and Potato Company, a name that still sparks nostalgia for anyone who grew up shopping in the 80s and 90s. This was more than just a restaurant. It was a flavor-packed escape right in the middle of your favorite mall. Picture this: sizzling steaks, perfectly seasoned, served alongside a golden, buttery baked potato that could rival any steakhouse. The signature Great Steak was cooked right in front of you, filling the air with a mouth-watering aroma that could make anyone stop in their tracks. But it wasn't just about the steak, it was about the experience. The casual, no-fuss dining in the heart of the bustling mall made it the perfect place to relax after hours of shopping. The combination of hearty meals and the joy of a fresh, made-to-order potato made it a go-to for mall-goers craving comfort food. Sadly, as mall food courts evolved and tastes shifted, the Great Steak and Potato Company faded into obscurity. But for those who remember it, it's a cherished piece of Americana. One bite of that savory steak and you were transported to simpler times when mall food was more than just fast food. We miss you, Great Steak. Blimpy. Blimpy, once a mall food court legend, it was the go-to spot for fresh, made-to-order subs that satisfied your hunger and your taste buds. Back in its prime, Blimpy wasn't just a sandwich shop. It was a cultural experience. The smell of freshly baked bread, the savory scent of deli meats, and the satisfying crunch of crisp veggies made it a beloved favorite for anyone in need of a quick, delicious meal. Whether you were grabbing a classic Italian sub or indulging in a Blimpy best, each bite was an explosion of flavor. What set Blimpy apart from other sub-chains was its commitment to quality and customization. You could pile on the toppings, choose from a variety of meats and cheeses, and go as big or small as your appetite demanded. Plus, the friendly staff behind the counter made every visit feel like a personal treat. As food courts evolved and new chains emerged, Blimpy slowly faded from the mall scene. But its legacy remains. The memory of that perfect sub, wrapped neatly in paper, lives on as a nostalgic reminder of simpler times and the unbeatable satisfaction of a Blimpy sandwich. Pretzel time. Pretzel time. The irresistible scent of freshly baked pretzels wafting through the mall, drawing crowds with the promise of a salty, doughy delight. It was a staple of every food court, the warm, golden pretzel becoming synonymous with mall culture in the 80s and 90s. Pretzel time wasn't just a snack, it was an experience. The simple joy of watching those doughy twists being pulled, shaped, and dunked in a buttery, salty bath was nothing short of mesmerizing. Whether you were grabbing a classic salted pretzel or indulging in a cinnamon sugar version, each bite was like a mini celebration. What set pretzel time apart from the rest? It wasn't just the pretzels themselves, but the nostalgic ambiance. It was the first stop after shopping sprees or a mid-afternoon pick-me-up. The cheerful employees, the sizzling pretzels, and the comforting fact that you could grab a snack that was both fast and utterly satisfying. Sadly, as mall food courts evolved, so did the tastes of the shoppers, and pretzel time quietly faded into memory. But for those who were there, the memory of a perfectly soft, salty pretzel will forever be a cherished part of mall nostalgia. Auntie Anne's. Auntie Anne's was more than just a pretzel shop. It was a symbol of mall nostalgia, a warm, buttery hug in snack form. Long before the rise of trendy food trucks or gourmet snack bars, Auntie Anne's stood as the undisputed champion of soft, freshly baked pretzels with the irresistible scent wafting through the air, drawing shoppers in like a magnet. The sight of that iconic kiosk, with its smiling employees twisting dough into perfect golden brown spirals, was a mall experience in itself. Whether you were grabbing a classic salted pretzel or indulging in a cinnamon sugar-coated treat, each bite was an instant pick-me-up during a long day of shopping. And let's not forget the signature dip, whether it was cheese, mustard, or the heavenly almond glaze. Auntie Anne's had the perfect pairing to elevate the pretzel experience. The soft, pillowy dough, paired with that warm, inviting aroma, became synonymous with mall culture in the 80s and 90s. Though the brand has evolved and expanded, it's hard not to miss those mall-side stands that captured the essence of snack time with an unbeatable combination of convenience and comfort. Auntie Anne's wasn't just a snack, it was a mall memory. Taco Bell Express. Once a cherished gem of the mall food court, Taco Bell Express was the perfect spot to satisfy a fast food craving without sacrificing flavor. A pared-down version of the beloved Taco Bell, this streamlined version still packed all the bold, zesty flavors we craved, whether it was a classic crunchy taco, a zesty burrito, or those irresistible cinnamon twists. It offered the same quality Mexican-inspired comfort food, but in a quick, convenient format that fits perfectly within the hustle and bustle of mall life. With its signature purple and yellow decor, Taco Bell Express was a go-to for anyone looking to grab a bite while shopping or take a break from the chaos of the food court. The beauty of Taco Bell Express was its simplicity. Fewer menu options meant faster service, so you could be back on your shopping spree in no time. Plus, there was something special about grabbing a Taco Bell meal between trips to the jewelry kiosk and the latest CD store. Sadly, these smaller versions of Taco Bell disappeared over time, but the memories remain. For many, Taco Bell Express was more than just a quick snack. It was a nostalgic part of mall culture we still can't help but miss. Chick-fil-a Express. Once a mall food court staple, Chick-fil-a Express brought the irresistible flavors of the beloved fast food chain to a more compact, convenient version. Before it became a national sensation with standalone locations, Chick-fil-a Express was a mall's hidden gem, serving up crispy, golden chicken sandwiches and juicy nuggets to hungry shoppers looking for something familiar and comforting. It wasn't just the food that made it special, it was the experience. You'd walk up to the counter, the aroma of seasoned fried chicken filling the air, and know you were about to enjoy a bite of crispy perfection. The signature sauce, a tangy blend of sweet and spicy, became the star of every meal. For many, the Chick-fil-a Express was a welcome break from long shopping sprees, offering a delicious, quick meal that hit the spot every time. Sadly, as the years passed, the once popular express version of Chick-fil-a faded from many malls, replaced by larger standalone stores. While we still get to enjoy the iconic chicken, there's something about those food court memories that we can't quite let go of. The nostalgia for those simpler times and the joy of a Chick-fil-a express meal lives on in our hearts. Chicken Now. In the heyday of American malls, Chicken Now was a fast food favorite that offered a mouth-watering escape from the usual burger and pizza lineup. Known for its irresistible fried chicken, this once popular chain became the go-to spot for crispy, golden perfection on the go. Whether you were grabbing a quick snack between shopping sprees or treating yourself to a full meal, Chicken Now was there, serving up flavorful chicken tenders, nuggets, and sandwiches that kept customers coming back for more. But it wasn't just about the food, it was the experience. The tantalizing scent of freshly fried chicken wafted through the air, making it impossible to resist. For many, it was the perfect blend of fast, delicious, and satisfying. With a variety of dipping sauces to complement every bite, Chicken Now elevated the mall food court experience to something unforgettable. Sadly, like so many beloved mall eateries, Chicken Now slowly faded into the past. Its absence leaves a void in the hearts and stomachs of those who remember the crispy crunch and savory flavor. If you ever had the pleasure of biting into a chicken, now tender, you know exactly what we mean. Baskin-Robbins. Baskin-Robbins wasn't just a mall staple, it was an experience. With its cheerful pink and blue decor, the unmistakable scent of freshly made waffle cones, and a wall of 31 ice cream flavors, it was a sweet escape from the bustle of shopping. Each visit felt like a mini celebration, whether you were savoring a scoop of Rocky Road, indulging in a classic mint chocolate chip, or trying something adventurous like their seasonal pumpkin pie. What made Baskin-Robbins so unforgettable was its unique ability to bring people together, families, friends, or even solo shoppers looking for a treat. The 31 flavors promise wasn't just a catchy slogan, it was a world of possibilities in a cone or cup. Kids clutched their rainbow-colored spoons in delight, while adults enjoyed the creamy indulgence as a nostalgic indulgence from their own youth. But it wasn't just about the ice cream, it was the moment of joy, the shared smiles, and the simple pleasure of enjoying a sweet treat between shopping sprees. As malls have evolved, Baskin-Robbins has slowly disappeared from food courts, but those memories of melting ice cream and laughter still linger. Oh, how we miss those sweet moments. Häagen-dazs. Häagen-dazs was more than just an ice cream shop. It was a creamy, dreamy escape within the bustling walls of our favorite malls. Nestled in food courts across America, this iconic brand brought a touch of sophistication to the world of frozen desserts, offering indulgent flavors that made you feel like royalty with every scoop. From the rich, velvety vanilla to the decadent chocolate fudge brownie, Häagen-dazs was the place to satisfy your sweet tooth in style. It wasn't just about the ice cream, it was the experience. The gleaming counter, the smooth, chilled glass showcasing their premium pints, and the signature waffle cones made each visit feel like a special treat. Whether you were there for a quick pick-me-up between shopping sprees or lingering with friends, Häagen-dazs was the go-to for a moment of indulgence. Sadly, as malls evolved and food court options expanded, Häagen-dazs slowly vanished from many of our favorite shopping centers, but the memories remain of creamy sundaes, smooth milkshakes, and cones piled high with the finest frozen dessert. Today, we can only reminisce about the sweet joy of those visits. If only we could go back for just one more scoop. Panda Express. Panda Express isn't just a restaurant, it's a nostalgic slice of mall history. Before it became a nationwide chain, this beloved spot was a mall food court staple, offering a fast, flavorful escape for hungry shoppers. With its signature orange chicken, crispy, sweet, and oh so satisfying, Panda Express quickly became the go-to choice for anyone craving a quick fix of Chinese-inspired comfort food. But it wasn't just the orange chicken. The menu was packed with crowd pleasers like Beijing beef, Kung Pao chicken, and chow mein that kept people coming back for more. For many, Panda Express was a comforting constant during mall trips, whether you were grabbing lunch between rounds of shopping or treating yourself after a long week of school. The smell of sizzling woks and the sound of the wok toss were synonymous with mall visits in the 90s and early 2000s. And let's not forget the joy of choosing your own combo plate and stacking it high with your favorite dishes. While Panda Express has expanded far beyond mall food courts, the memory of those quick, satisfying meals will always hold a special place in the hearts of mall-goers who experienced it at its peak. Mrs. Fields cookies. There's something magical about the warm, intoxicating scent of freshly baked cookies filling the air as you stroll through the mall. Mrs. Fields cookies, with its signature chocolate chip delights and colorful array of frosted treats, was the heart and soul of the food court. Founded in 1977, this sweet escape quickly became a mall staple, offering a moment of indulgence in between shopping sprees. The iconic cookie stand, often with the familiar "warm cookies here" sign, lured customers in with the irresistible smell of cookies straight out of the oven. Mrs. Field's soft, gooey cookies were a simple pleasure that turned into a beloved tradition. Whether you were treating yourself after a long day of shopping or gifting a box for someone special. Beyond just cookies, Mrs. Field's famous cookie cakes and mini cookies became synonymous with celebrations and cozy moments. The bright, welcoming atmosphere and the mouth-watering display of treats always promised a quick pick-me-up. Sadly, as malls evolved and food courts changed, Mrs. Field's gradually faded from many shopping centers, leaving a sweet spot in our hearts. It's no wonder we still long for that warm cookie experience, proving that some mall memories are too sweet to ever forget. Taco time. Once upon a time, Taco Time was a fast food haven that offered more than just tacos. It was a delicious escape into the world of bold flavors and crispy delights. This beloved mall restaurant had a special place in the hearts of shoppers, known for its unique twist on Mexican fast food. Unlike its competitors, Taco Time prided itself on freshly prepared ingredients, including its signature crispy tacos, zesty sauces, and mouth-watering Mexican fries. For those craving something extra, the crisp and cheesy Mexi fries became a must-have, an addictive side that had you returning for more. Taco Time wasn't just about satisfying hunger. It was about creating a fun, flavorful experience. The bright, cheerful ambiance of the restaurant paired perfectly with its signature menu items, making it the perfect stop for a quick lunch break or a post-shopping treat. Whether you were grabbing a taco on the go or sitting down with friends, Taco Time had a knack for making you feel like you were indulging in a guilty pleasure. Sadly, like so many mall gems of the past, Taco Time faded into nostalgia, leaving behind only cravings and memories of those iconic golden fries and spicy sweet salsa. Oh, how we miss it! Farmers Market. Once a staple in shopping malls across America, Farmers Market was more than just a place to grab a snack. It was a taste of comfort and simplicity in the middle of the hustle and bustle. With its warm, inviting atmosphere and rustic charm, Farmers Market offered fresh, homemade food that felt like it came straight from Mom's kitchen. The menu was a nostalgic journey through hearty sandwiches, golden fried chicken, and creamy mashed potatoes that made you feel right at home. What made Farmers Market stand out was its dedication to quality and fresh ingredients, served fast without compromising flavor. The scents of fresh-baked bread, sizzling meats, and hearty soups would waft through the mall, drawing you in with the promise of a satisfying meal. It wasn't just about the food, it was about the experience, a comforting break from the fast-paced world of retail therapy. Sadly, like so many mall legends, Farmers Market faded into the past, leaving behind a trail of delicious memories. For those who had the chance to enjoy it, the memory of those warm, homey meals will forever be linked to the golden era of the American mall. Famous Amos. Famous Amos. Just the mention of its name takes us back to the nostalgic aroma of warm, gooey, chocolate chip cookies wafting through mall air. Once a staple in shopping centers across America, Famous Amos was more than just a cookie stand. It was a sweet escape. Founded in 1975 by the charming Wally Amos, the brand quickly became synonymous with indulgence. Its signature, soft, chewy cookies, bursting with rich chocolate chips and a hint of nostalgia, captured the hearts of mall-goers. The best part? You didn't have to wait long to sink your teeth into a freshly baked treat. Famous Amos was known for its quick service, enticing you with that first bite while you shop for the latest trends. Its charming little kiosks and cozy shop setups made it a favorite for those looking to satisfy their sweet tooth on the go. But like all good things, famous Amos eventually faded from the mall scene, leaving a bittersweet gap in our hearts and bellies. Though the cookies are still available in stores, there's something about the memories of grabbing a bag of warm, melt-in-your-mouth cookies in the middle of a busy shopping trip that we just can't shake. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips. Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips was more than just a fast food joint. It was an institution. Long before the days of endless seafood chains, Arthur Treacher's offered a taste of classic British fish and chips with a distinctly American twist. With its signature crispy battered fish and golden fries, this was the place to be for those craving a hearty, satisfying meal. It wasn't just the food, it was the experience. The comforting smell of fried fish wafting through the air, the sound of sizzling oil, and the sight of people gathered around enjoying their crispy delights, all added to the charm. Founded in the 1960s, this beloved chain quickly became a staple in malls across the country. Its simple yet satisfying menu offered fish, shrimp, and delicious sides like hush puppies and coleslaw. Though the last Arthur Treacher's location closed its doors in the early 2000s, the memory of its golden fried goodness still lingers in the minds of those who grew up with it. The nostalgic longing for that perfect crispy fish paired with fries and tartar sauce is something many of us still miss today. Arthur Treacher's wasn't just fast food. It was a true mall experience. The Macaroni Grill. The Macaroni Grill, where Italian comfort food met an atmosphere of rustic charm, and every visit felt like a cozy getaway. With its warm, inviting ambiance, complete with butcher paper-covered tables where you could scribble your own little masterpiece, the Macaroni Grill was more than just a meal. It was an experience. The signature bread with balsamic vinegar, the creamy Alfredo, and, of course, the deliciously indulgent pasta was just the beginning. Every dish was made with passion, and the open kitchen gave you a glimpse of the magic happening behind the scenes. The dim lighting, wine bottles lining the walls, and those unforgettable house-made ravioli made it a favorite for casual dinners and family celebrations alike. In a time when mall dining was often synonymous with fast food, Macaroni Grill stood out as a place to linger, savor, and enjoy a little slice of Italy without ever leaving the shopping center. Sadly, as mall culture changed, so did the fate of this beloved chain. Do you remember those moments spent savoring the food and the atmosphere? What happened to all those memorable dining spots we once took for granted? Let us know in the comments section below.
Remember when a trip to the mall meant getting lost in endless stores that took your money and your time, but in the best way possible? Now, most of those iconic shops are just mall ghosts. From flipping through CDs at Sam Goody to finding the trendiest or questionable outfits at Merry-Go-Round, these places shaped our mall culture and our fashion regrets. Today, we're diving into 20 forgotten mall stores that are no longer around. But before you start mourning your favorite lost stores, don't forget to subscribe to Those Wonder Years and let us know in the comments, which of these would you bring back if you could? Get ready to relive the days when shopping wasn't just a chore, it was an experience. Waldenbooks. Walking into Waldenbooks felt like entering a cozy little universe of stories. It wasn't just a bookstore, it was a sanctuary for anyone who loved the smell of fresh paper and the weight of a good book. Long before the days of digital downloads, Waldenbooks was the place where people browsed shelves filled with bestsellers, classics, and hidden gems. Do you remember scanning the aisles, fingertips trailing along the spines, each book holding a promise of adventure? Waldenbooks had everything from novels to glossy magazines and even comic books, making it a spot where everyone could find something to love. If you were lucky, you'd discover the latest Stephen King thriller or the newest Sweet Valley High just waiting for you. And it wasn't just about buying books. You could spend an entire afternoon there, escaping into other worlds and maybe sneaking in a few chapters. Over time, as big box stores and online shopping took over, Waldenbooks couldn't keep up. It faded away, leaving a void in malls everywhere. For those who grew up with it, Waldenbooks represents a time when books were a tactile experience, something to be held, smelled, and cherished. Who wouldn't want to step back into that world, where finding a good book meant more than just clicking a button? The sharper image. The sharper image was like a portal to the future, smack in the middle of your local mall. This wasn't your standard gadget store. It was filled with futuristic products and quirky inventions that were as intriguing as they were impractical. Do you remember testing out one of those massage chairs that made you feel like you'd achieved instant luxury? Or maybe you were drawn to their air purifiers, fancy alarm clocks, or the quirky gadgets you didn't really need but desperately wanted. The sharper image was like a playground for adults, where you could dream a little about what life would be like with just a bit more tech. The store had a knack for making you feel like anything was possible, even if it was just a personal foot massager or a miracle sleep machine. Eventually though, as online shopping grew, the sharper image struggled to compete. The internet made it easy to buy high-tech gadgets without leaving home, and the magic of walking into a sharper image faded away. For those who remember, the sharper image wasn't just a store, it was an experience that made the future feel within reach. Imagine walking back into that sleek, futuristic space and getting one more chance to sit in a massage chair or marvel at the latest gadget. Who wouldn't want to relive that little slice of mall magic? KB Toys. KB Toys was the ultimate destination for every kid, and every kid at the heart who walked into a mall. This wasn't just a store, it was a wonderland packed with action figures, dolls, board games, and every imaginable toy. Walking into KB Toys was like stepping into a rainbow-colored paradise where each aisle held endless possibilities for play and adventure. Do you remember the excitement of running toward the back of the store, hoping to find a hidden gem in the clearance bin? KB Toys wasn't just a place to buy toys, it was an experience. For many, it was where birthday and holiday wish lists were born, as you mentally cataloged every new release and every cool gadget you absolutely needed. During the holiday season, KB Toys turned into a whirlwind of excitement, with parents rushing to grab the year's hottest toys. But as online shopping grew and big box stores like Walmart and Target expanded their toy sections, KB Toys found it harder to compete. Eventually, it disappeared from malls, leaving behind only memories. For those who remember, KB Toys represents the pure, unfiltered joy of childhood, the thrill of finding the perfect toy and imagining all the fun that awaited. Who wouldn't love one more trip down those colorful aisles just to relive that magic? Structure. Before Express became a staple in the mall, Structure was the go-to spot for men's fashion that felt sleek, sophisticated, and just a little bit edgy. Structure was all about giving guys an easy way to look stylish without having to try too hard. Do you remember walking in and seeing racks of neutral-tone shirts, perfectly cut jackets, and jeans that fit just right? Structure was where guys could find clothes that elevated their look, making them feel put together without breaking the bank. It was the place to go when you needed something that was a step up from casual but still comfortable. Structure had a knack for blending casual and professional, which made it a favorite for guys who wanted to look good without standing out too much. Eventually, Express absorbed Structure, focusing more on a broader fashion range and leaving Structure behind. For those who remember, shopping at Structure was a rite of passage, a place where fashion didn't feel intimidating. Imagine stepping back into a mall today and seeing Structure's sleek, minimalist displays filled with those classic pieces that made you feel just a bit cooler. Who wouldn't want to bring a little Structure style back into their lives? Sam Goody. Sam Goody was more than just a music store. It was a cultural hub, a place where music lovers gathered to discover, browse, and connect over the latest releases. This was the spot where you could lose yourself flipping through CDs, tapes, and vinyl, each one representing a possible soundtrack to your life. Do you remember the excitement of picking up an album you'd been waiting for, holding it in your hands, and feeling the anticipation of playing it for the first time? Sam Goody didn't just sell music, it sold experiences. It was a place to explore new genres, find rare albums, and connect with other fans who shared your taste. And let's not forget the posters and band t-shirts, which let you take a little piece of your favorite artist home. But as digital music took over, the way people bought music changed, and Sam Goody struggled to keep up. Eventually, it disappeared from malls, leaving behind a void for anyone who loved the tactile thrill of buying music. For those who remember, Sam Goody represented represents a time when music wasn't just a digital file. It was something you cherished, held, and displayed. Who wouldn't want to step back into that world where finding the perfect album meant a trip to Sam Goody? Merry-Go-Round. Merry-Go-Round wasn't just a clothing store, it was a statement. For anyone who wanted to turn heads and push the boundaries of style, Merry-Go-Round had the goods. Neon colors, bold animal prints, leather jackets. This store was all about standing out and showing the world your unique flair. Picture yourself walking into Merry-Go-Round and being greeted by racks of clothes that were anything but ordinary. This was where you went to find that edgy jacket or the latest trends that no one else dared to wear yet. Do you remember the thrill of trying on something a little wild and feeling instantly cooler? The store attracted teens and young adults who wanted to express themselves and break away from the norm. Merry-Go-Round was bold, fearless, and fun. As fashion evolved and fast fashion giants took over though, Merry-Go-Round couldn't keep up. Eventually it faded from malls, leaving behind only memories of a time when fashion was truly an adventure. For those who remember, Merry-Go-Round is a nostalgic symbol of 80s and 90s style. Imagine walking into a store today that dared to be as bold. Who wouldn't want one more chance to shop at Merry-Go-Round? Radioshack. Radioshack was the ultimate go-to for anyone who loved electronics, gadgets, and DIY projects. Long before online shopping, Radioshack was the place to find all the parts and pieces you needed to build, repair, or enhance your tech. Walking into Radioshack felt like stepping into a world where possibilities were endless. Need a new set of batteries? They had it. Looking for cables or DIY kits? Radioshack was the answer. Do you remember browsing the shelves and feeling inspired to tackle a new project, even if you didn't quite know how it would turn out? Radioshack was where you went for tools, inspiration, and a little tech magic. For decades, it was the destination for everyone from hobbyists to professionals. But as big box electronic stores grew and e-commerce took over, Radioshack couldn't compete with the convenience and variety offered elsewhere. Eventually, the brand disappeared from malls, leaving a void for those who loved the hands-on experience of finding exactly the right part. For those who remember, Radioshack was more than a store. It was a place where creativity met practicality. Who wouldn't want one more chance to browse those aisles and take home a little piece of tech history? Babbage's. For gamers in the pre-internet era, Babbage's was like a treasure chest waiting to be opened. Before you could download games at the click of a button, you had to actually go to a store, and Babbage's was the place to do it. This was where you could find the latest video games, computer software, and accessories, all in one spot. Do you remember the thrill of spotting a new release on the shelf, feeling the weight of the cartridge or CD case in your hands, and knowing you were about to embark on a new adventure? Babbage's wasn't just about games. It was about connecting with a community of gamers who shared your passion. The store was a haven for gamers looking for everything from the latest releases to hidden gems. But as digital downloads and big retail chains took over, Babbage's struggled to compete. Eventually, it was absorbed by GameStop and faded into memory. For those who remember, Babbage's represents a time when gaming was a physical experience. A trip to the store, a conversation with fellow gamers, and a discovery on the shelves. Who wouldn't want to take a nostalgic trip back to Babbage's? The Limited. The Limited was more than just a clothing store. It was a fashion staple for women looking to balance style with sophistication. Known for its modern, versatile pieces, The Limited offered a range of clothing that could take you from the office to a night out with ease. Imagine walking into The Limited and finding racks of well-fitted blazers, chic blouses, and tailored pants that made you feel confident and put together. Do you remember that feeling of finding a top that was just the right mix of trendy and timeless? The Limited was all about giving women options that felt polished yet comfortable. With each season, it brought new styles that catered to women who wanted to look good without trying too hard. But as fast fashion gained popularity and retail trends shifted, The Limited struggled to keep up. Eventually, it disappeared from malls, leaving behind only memories of a time when fashion was about quality and versatility. For those who remember, The Limited is a reminder of a time when looking good didn't mean sacrificing comfort or style. Who wouldn't want to step back into that world and find the perfect wardrobe staple? Camelot music. Camelot Music was a paradise for anyone who lived and breathed music. This wasn't just a store, it was a gathering spot, a place to discover new artists, and a hub for music lovers to connect over their favorite tunes. Picture yourself walking into Camelot Music, rows of CDs, cassettes, and vinyl stretching before you, each one holding a promise of new sounds and stories. Do you remember the excitement of flipping through album covers, finding that one album you'd been waiting for, or stumbling upon a new artist who would become a favorite? Camelot Music wasn't just about buying music, it was about experiencing it. Posters and t-shirts lined the walls, letting you take home a piece of your favorite band or musician. But as digital music took over, Camelot Music struggled to keep up with the changes in how people consumed music. Eventually, the store faded away, leaving behind a void for those who cherished the tactile experience of buying music. For those who remember, Camelot Music represents a time when music was something you held in your hands and proudly displayed. Who wouldn't want to browse those aisles just one more time? Kinney Shoes. Kinney Shoes was the reliable family shoe store where you could find something for everyone. Known for its wide selection and affordability, Kinney Shoes had a little bit of everything, from sturdy school shoes for kids to dress shoes for adults. Walking into a Kinney Shoes was like entering a one-stop shop for any footwear need. Do you remember sitting down, having your foot measured, and picking out a new pair that would carry you through the season? Kinney Shoes was practical, yes, but it was also dependable. Families could count on Kinney to provide quality shoes without breaking the bank. And let's not forget the smell of new leather and rubber, a sensory experience that made picking out a new pair feel special. As mall trends shifted toward big brands and specialized stores, Kinney Shoes began to lose its foothold. Eventually, the chain closed its doors, leaving behind a legacy of durability and dependability. For those who remember, Kinney Shoes was more than a store. It was a part of the family shopping experience. Imagine finding a place like that in a mall today, where you could get good shoes at a fair price. Who wouldn't want to step into Kinney Shoes for one more reliable pair? Spencer Gifts. Spencer Gifts was the ultimate destination for quirky, offbeat, and sometimes downright strange merchandise. This wasn't a store you went into looking for something practical. It was a place for fun, laughter, and a touch of rebellion. Do you remember walking in and seeing walls lined with gag gifts, lava lamps, posters, and novelty t-shirts with funny slogans? Spencer Gifts was like a playground for teens and young adults who wanted something a little different. The store was filled with items you didn't know you needed until you saw them, like blacklight posters, mood rings, or prank kits. It was a rite of passage to wander through Spencer's, giggling at the outrageous items and maybe picking up a joke gift for a friend. As online shopping made novelty items more accessible, Spencer Gifts began to struggle, and while a few stores remain, it's not the mall staple it once was. For those who remember, Spencer Gifts is a reminder of a time when shopping was about exploration and humor. Who wouldn't want to wander through those aisles again just to see what weird and wonderful items they could find? Suncoast Motion Picture Company.
At Suncoast, I got something for everyone. And, one thing for myself.
Before streaming services made movies available at the click of a button, Suncoast Motion Picture Company was the place to go for all things film related. This wasn't just a store, it was a treasure trove for movie buffs, stocked with DVDs, VHS tapes, movie posters, and collectibles, reads. Do you remember the thrill of finding a rare movie you'd been searching for, or grabbing a poster of your favorite film to hang on your wall? Suncoast had an almost magical appeal, offering films of every genre and era. It was the go-to spot for anyone looking to expand their movie collection, long before Netflix was even an idea. For fans of cult classics and Hollywood hits alike, Suncoast was a slice of cinema heaven. As physical media declined, however, Suncoast found it difficult to survive. Today, it's a nostalgic memory for those who cherish the tactile experience of collecting movies and decorating with their favorite film memorabilia. Imagine stepping back into a Suncoast, flipping through movie cases, and finding the perfect addition to your collection. Who wouldn't want to bring back that cinematic thrill? Deb Shops. Deb Shops was a mall staple for trendy, affordable fashion aimed at teenagers and young women. It was the kind of place where you could find the latest styles without breaking your budget. Perfect for grabbing an outfit for a dance, party, or just to upgrade your wardrobe. Do you remember walking in and seeing racks of dresses, jeans, and tops in every color and style imaginable? Deb's shops made fashion fun and accessible, offering pieces that felt stylish and current without the designer price tag. It was where you went to find something new and exciting, whether it was a cute dress for prom or a casual top for school. But as fast fashion giants grew and online shopping became more popular, Deb's shops struggled to keep up. Eventually, it disappeared from malls, leaving behind memories of a time when finding the perfect outfit was as easy as a quick trip to the mall. For those who remember, Deb's shops is a reminder of when fashion was affordable and fun. Who wouldn't want to browse those racks again just to find that perfect piece? Anchor Blue. Anchor Blue was a go-to for teenagers who wanted to express their style with classic denim and laid-back California-inspired clothing. Known for its cool, casual vibe, Anchor Blue was where you went for jeans, t-shirts, and hoodies that felt effortlessly stylish. Do you remember walking in and seeing walls stacked with denim in every wash and fit? Anchor Blue made it easy to find the perfect pair of jeans, whether you wanted something relaxed, skinny, or bootcut. With its relaxed West Coast feel, it catered to teens who wanted to look cool without trying too hard. But as fashion trends changed and other brands grew, Anchor Blue couldn't keep up and eventually faded away. For those who shopped there, Anchor Blue represents a time when style was simple, classic, and comfortable. Who wouldn't want to relive the thrill of finding that perfect pair of jeans at Anchor Blue? Afterthoughts. Afterthoughts was the ultimate accessory store for young girls and teens in the mall. Specializing in jewelry, hair accessories, and all things sparkly, it was the place where you could indulge in a little glam without spending a fortune. You remember wandering through Afterthoughts, looking for the perfect earrings to match your outfit, or a new scrunchie for school? It was like stepping into a mini treasure chest, with walls lined with jewelry, headbands, and anything you needed to add a personal touch to your look. Afterthoughts also offered piercings, which was a big deal for teens who wanted to sport a new set of earrings. But as other accessory chains like Claire's expanded and fast fashion stores began carrying similar items, Afterthoughts slowly faded away. For those who remember, it's a nostalgic reminder of when accessorizing was as exciting as buying a new outfit. Who wouldn't want to browse those displays again and find the perfect little addition to complete their look? County Seat. County Seat was a denim-focused store that became a staple for mall-goers looking for American-style casual clothing. The store was practically synonymous with jeans, offering a wide range of cuts, washes, and styles to fit every body type. Do you remember going to County Seat to find the perfect pair of jeans? Maybe even picking up a denim jacket or two along the way. This store was a favorite for those who valued comfort, style, and the timeless appeal of denim. With its rustic interior and relaxed vibe, County Seat felt like a nod to classic Americana, making it popular among teens and adults alike. As big brands like Levi's and new retail giants emerged, County Seat found it harder to stand out in the crowded mall landscape. Eventually, it disappeared, leaving behind memories of a time when finding quality denim was as simple as a trip to the mall. For those who remember, County Seat was more than just a store. It was a reliable source of stylish, comfortable clothing that fit every occasion. Who wouldn't want to go back for one more perfect pair of jeans? Pacific Sunwear, Pacsun. Pacsun, short for Pacific Sunwear, was the embodiment of California cool and surfer style. For teens and young adults, Pacsun offered a slice of the West Coast lifestyle, even if you lived nowhere near the beach. Do you remember walking in and seeing rows of graphic tees, board shorts, and skater shoes? Pacsun was all about capturing that effortless, laid-back vibe, with brands like Vans, Roxy, and Billabong lining the shelves. Whether you were a skater, surfer, or just someone who wanted to look like one, Pacsun had the look you were going for. Over time, as skate and surf culture went mainstream and online shopping expanded, Pacsun struggled to keep its niche appeal in the crowded mall environment. Though the brand still exists, it's no longer the mall staple it once was. For those who remember, Pacsun was more than just a store. It was a gateway to a lifestyle. Imagine stepping back in and feeling that laid-back energy, surrounded by clothes that made you feel like summer could last forever. Brookstone.
Today we're going to be taking a look at Brookstone. a mall retailer that in the very near future is not going to.
Brookstone was the perfect store for anyone who loved quirky gadgets, relaxation products, and gifts that were just a bit outside the box. Walking into Brookstone felt like entering a high-tech wonderland with massage chairs, unique alarm clocks, and innovative kitchen tools waiting to be tested. Do you remember trying out the massage chairs, maybe wishing you could take one home? Brookstone was famous for letting you sample their products, making the shopping experience as fun as the items themselves. From foot massagers to travel gadgets, Brookstone had something for everyone, especially for those looking to find a unique gift. But as online shopping grew, the novelty of Brookstone couldn't compete with the convenience of clicking a button. Eventually, the store disappeared from most malls, leaving behind memories of a time when shopping was interactive and hands-on. For those who remember, Brookstone is a nostalgic reminder of when you could actually test a product before buying. Who wouldn't want to sit back in a Brookstone massage chair just for old time's sake? Orange Julius. Though technically a kiosk and not a full store, Orange Julius was an unforgettable part of the mall experience. Known for its signature frothy orange drink, Orange Julius was a refreshing stop for anyone craving a sweet treat. Do you remember that first sip of an Orange Julius? That unique blend of tangy orange and creamy goodness? It was more than just a drink. It was a little burst of happiness in a cup. Orange Julius also offered snacks like hot dogs, but the real star was always the orange drink. It became a mall icon, perfect for cooling off after a long shopping spree. Eventually, as larger food chains took over and tastes changed, Orange Julius kiosks began to disappear from malls. For those who remember, it's a reminder of a time when a simple drink could make a trip to the mall feel like a special occasion. Who wouldn't want one more chance to sip that frothy, orange-flavored nostalgia? These mall stores may be gone, but they left behind memories as colorful as the neon signs that once lit their doors. From finding the perfect pair of jeans at County Seat to sipping on an Orange Julius, these stores made every mall trip a little more special. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Those Wonder Years and let us know in the comments, which of these forgotten stores would you love to bring back? Let's keep the spirit of the mall alive, one memory at a time.
Looking for a great lunch at a great price? Well, York has lots of them.
At York Steakhouse, we serve the best in food and quality.
Make your day at Puffin Taco just fancy. Oh, how good Puffin Taco can be.
Let's face it, mall food courts were a rite of passage, a place where we willingly dined on questionable pizza and soda slushies with zero regret. But some of those iconic mall restaurants didn't make it out alive. From frothy Orange Julius's to sizzling York steak houses, we're revisiting 22 forgotten mall restaurants that no longer exist. But before we dig in, don't forget to subscribe to Those Wonder Years and let us know in the comments, which of these defunct eateries do you actually miss? Get ready, because this list will have you craving flavors you haven't thought about since the days of neon food court trays and endless napkin dispensers. Orange Julius.
A small Orange Julius smoothie is just $1.49. Why settle for ordinary when you can have extraordinary?
Ah, Orange Julius, the frothy, creamy drink that was part smoothie, part mystery. Let's be honest, no one really knew what was in it, but we loved it anyway. Picture yourself in the mall, grabbing one of those iconic orange cups and getting that first sip of frothy, citrusy heaven. Orange Julius was more than just a drink. It was practically a social event. You couldn't stroll through the mall without spotting someone with that bright orange cup. Have you ever wondered what made it so addictive? The mix of sweet, tangy orange with a frothy top and a hint of vanilla made it uniquely refreshing. And if you were lucky, you paired it with one of their hot dogs. Simple, but perfect. As smoothie chains took over, Orange Julius faded away, merging with Dairy Queen in some locations, but it was never quite the same. For those who remember, Orange Julius was a taste of pure nostalgia, a reminder of mall days when drinks were mysterious, delicious, and a little weird. Who wouldn't want just one more sip of that citrusy classic? Sbarro.
Don't stop eating at Sbarro.
Sbarro wasn't just a food court staple, it was the king of mall pizza. No trip to the mall was complete without seeing those oversized slices of pizza on display, under lights that somehow made everything look both irresistible and slightly questionable. Remember those massive foldable slices with cheese that stretched like in the movies? Walking past a Sbarro meant an instant hit of that warm, garlicky, cheesy aroma, practically pulling you in. And yes, you probably burned your mouth on that first first bite, but it was worth it. Sbarro's appeal was simple: big slices, bold flavors, and that signature slightly greasy taste that you didn't find anywhere else. But as food courts evolved, gourmet options and healthier fare edged Sbarro out. Today, finding a Sbarro in a mall is like finding a piece of history. If you were lucky enough to grow up with it, Sbarro was more than pizza. It was a taste of independence, of grabbing a slice and wandering the mall, feeling like you owned the place. Wouldn't it be nice to fold up a slice and take one more lap around the mall? Hot Sam pretzels. Hot Sam pretzels. The iconic buttery soft pretzel that made snack time in the mall something special. If you grew up in the 80s or 90s, you know the thrill of spotting that Hot Sam logo with the sweet smell of freshly baked pretzels wafting through the air. These pretzels weren't just snacks, they were practically comfort food on the go. Whether you liked them plain, salted, or smothered in melted cheese, Hot Sam had something for everyone. And let's not forget the cinnamon sugar version, pure bliss in every bite. Hot Sam was the original mall pretzel, the one that started it all, long before other pretzel chains took over. There was something magical about that warm, doughy bite, especially if you had one of those tiny plastic cheese cups on the side. Eventually, Hot Sam was overshadowed by competitors and phased out of most malls. But for those who remember, a Hot Sam pretzel is a symbol of simpler times when carbs weren't the enemy and pretzels were the ultimate mall indulgence. Wouldn't it be great to go back to a time when a pretzel was all you needed to make the day better? Chick-fil-a Dwarf House.
From Chick-fil-A.
Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's Dwarf House wasn't just any restaurant. It was a legendary Southern experience tucked inside some mall food courts. Imagine walking past and spotting a mini version of the restaurant that started it all, complete with its famous chicken sandwiches and a touch of Southern hospitality. The Dwarf House was quirky, sometimes even having a tiny door for kids to enter, and served not just Chick-fil-A's classic sandwiches, but also a variety of Southern-style dishes like cornbread and collard greens. Have you ever thought about how fun it would be to order Chick-fil-A with a side of nostalgia? While Chick-fil-A grew into the fast food giant we know today, the Dwarf House remained a charming nod to the brand's beginnings. Over time, the Dwarf House concept became rarer as larger Chick-fil-A locations took over mall food courts and beyond. For those who were lucky enough to experience it, the Dwarf House wasn't just a place to eat. It was a little piece of Chick-fil-A history that made every meal feel special. Who wouldn't want to step through that tiny door and relive it one more time? York Steakhouse.
Come to York, you get a lot more lunch for a lot less money.
York Steakhouse.
York Steakhouse was a full-fledged steak experience right inside the mall back when food courts were as much about dining as they were about quick bites. Picture a cafeteria-style line where you could order a steak, baked potato, and maybe even a side of mac and cheese, all for an affordable price. York Steakhouse was the answer to people who wanted a hearty meal without the fancy price tag. Ever think about what it would be like to sit down for a full steak dinner? In the middle of a shopping spree, York made it possible. The food was simple but satisfying, served on plastic trays with that unmistakable cafeteria vibe, and for a mall spot, it was surprisingly high quality. Eventually, as malls moved toward fast food and quick bites, York Steakhouse couldn't keep up and disappeared from food courts across the country. But for those who dined there, it was a reminder that the mall could offer more than just snacks. Imagine taking a break from shopping today with a full steak dinner. There's something about that idea that just feels nostalgically indulgent, doesn't it? The Magic Pan.
You know why I like the Magic Pan? It's my kind of place and my kind of food. Steak.
If you were lucky enough to dine at the Magic Pan, you probably remember the thrill of watching crepes being made fresh in a unique rotating pan. The Magic Pan brought a bit of French flair to the mall, serving up sweet and savory crepes that felt fancy yet accessible. Imagine strolling through the mall and treating yourself to a crepe stuffed with creamy chicken or rich chocolate, all with a little touch of Paris in every bite. This wasn't fast food, it was food theater. The Magic Pan wasn't just about the crepes, it was about the experience, complete with classy decor and a bit of sophistication you didn't find at typical mall eateries. But as food court trends shifted towards quicker, simpler bites, the Magic Pan struggled to keep up with the faster pace. Eventually, it disappeared, leaving a sweet memory for those who remember their last crepe there. For many, the Magic Pan was the first taste of French cuisine, a little escape in the middle of a shopping trip. Who wouldn't want one more crepe hot off the pan? Burger Chef.
Open wide, America. Burger
Burger Chef's got thick, juicy, terrific burgers for you.
Before the Golden Arches became the fast food giant of choice, there was Burger Chef, a beloved burger joint with a unique twist. The Works Bar. Imagine grabbing a burger and heading over to a self-serve station loaded with toppings where you could customize your meal just how you liked it. For many, Burger Chef wasn't just a burger, it was a blank canvas for the ultimate build-your-own experience. Do you remember the thrill of piling on extra pickles, loading up on lettuce, or getting a little crazy with the ketchup? Burger Chef offered a sense of freedom, giving customers control over their meal in a way that was revolutionary at the time. As fast food giants grew and the mall scene evolved, Burger Chef struggled to compete and eventually vanished. But those who remember still crave that mix and match experience, where every burger felt personal. Imagine stepping up to that Works Bar today. Who wouldn't love a chance to craft their burger masterpiece? Corn Dog 7. If you ever passed a Corn Dog 7, you couldn't ignore the irresistible smell of fried food calling your name. Known for its crispy corn dogs and fried sides, Corn Dog 7 made mall food a true indulgence. Picture yourself at the food court biting into a perfectly fried corn dog with that classic snap of the hot dog inside. Pure bliss. Corn Dog 7 wasn't just about corn dogs. They had a menu of fried delights, from french fries to cheese sticks, all perfectly golden and ready to go. For those with a love of all things deep fried, this spot was a dream come true. In a world before food courts were filled with health-conscious options, Corn Dog 7 was unapologetically decadent, a treat you couldn't resist. Over time, as taste shifted and healthier options took center stage, Corn Dog 7 began to fade. But for those who remember, that first bite of a Corn Dog 7 snack was the ultimate guilty pleasure. Wouldn't it be fun to go back to a time when a deep fried treat was the highlight of a mall visit? Morrison's Cafeteria. Morrison's Cafeteria wasn't your typical mall restaurant. It was a sit-down experience, complete with trays, classic Southern comfort food, and that warm cafeteria vibe. Picture going through the line and choosing between mashed potatoes, green beans, fried chicken, and a slice of pie that practically called your name. Morrison's brought a sense of home-style cooking to the mall, a place where you could take a break from shopping and sit down for a hearty meal. For many, it was like eating at grandma's, but in the middle of a bustling mall. Do you remember the excitement of picking out each item, knowing every bite would taste like home? As food courts evolved and cafeterias became less popular, Morrison's faded into memory, unable to keep up with the faster food trends. But for those who remember, Morrison's was more than just food. It was a comforting pause in a busy day. Imagine a mall food court with Southern comfort food today. Who wouldn't want to revisit that warmth and familiarity? Pup and Taco.
Can we come back tomorrow?
Pup and Taco was a quirky fusion of American and Mexican fast food, a place where you could grab a hot dog and a taco in one stop. Imagine that, a hot dog in one hand, a crunchy taco in the other. Pup and Taco offered a unique mix that satisfied every craving, whether you wanted a chili dog or a bean burrito. Have you ever thought about a time when food didn't fit neatly into categories? Pup and Taco was ahead of its time, merging flavors and cultures in a way that felt fun and fresh. This wasn't typical mall food. It was a place for those who couldn't decide between a burger or a burrito. Eventually, Pup and Taco locations were bought out and the brand faded away. But for those who dined there, it's a reminder of when food was as adventurous as we were. Who wouldn't love the chance to grab a hot dog taco combo today, just for the nostalgia? Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers was more than just another fast food joint. It was a Western-themed experience that turned a quick meal into something memorable. Picture stepping into a Roy Rogers and heading straight to the Fixin's bar, where you could pile on toppings like pickles, lettuce, onions, and sauces until your sandwich was exactly the way you wanted it. Have you ever wanted the freedom to make a fast food meal truly your own? Roy Rogers gave customers that unique chance, making each roast beef sandwich or fried chicken meal feel customized. Named after the famous cowboy, Roy Rogers had an unmistakable charm, blending hearty American meals with a Western flair. Eventually, fast food chains with simpler menus began to dominate, and Roy Rogers faded from many malls. But for those who remember, that Fixin's bar was pure nostalgia, a place where you could make every bite exactly right. Who wouldn't want to saddle up and load up their sandwich at a Fixin's bar today? Great Steak and Potato Company. The Great Steak and Potato Company was a mall food court classic that combined the best of hearty steak sandwiches and baked potatoes loaded with toppings. Imagine a fresh, sizzling cheesesteak made to order, topped with peppers, onions, and melted cheese, paired with a massive baked potato filled with sour cream, bacon bits, and chives. For anyone looking for a meal that could actually fill them up, Great Steak and Potato was the spot. Have you ever felt that food court dilemma where you wanted something more satisfying than a slice of pizza? This place was the answer, offering comfort food that hit the spot every time. Eventually, as food court options became faster and lighter, Great Steak and Potato Company began to disappear from malls, replaced by newer, trendier choices. But for those who dined there, it's a reminder of a time when the food court offered something a bit heartier. Imagine getting a piping hot cheesesteak with all the fixings today. Who wouldn't love to relive that food court feast? B. Dalton Cafe. B. Dalton Cafe was a hidden gem for book lovers and caffeine enthusiasts alike. Imagine browsing the shelves of a B. Dalton bookstore, then settling into the cozy cafe with a cup of coffee and a pastry, surrounded by the smell of new books and freshly brewed coffee. It was the perfect spot for a quiet moment, a place where you could unwind with a novel in hand and a treat at your side. Have you ever missed that feeling of sitting down in a bookstore cafe, taking your time to lose yourself in a book? The B. Dalton Cafe offered a unique experience that blended reading and relaxation in a way that felt comforting and personal. As big box bookstores and digital reading took over, B. Dalton, along with its cozy cafe, gradually disappeared from malls. But for those who remember, it's a warm memory of a simpler time when coffee and books were all you needed for a perfect afternoon. Who wouldn't want to step back into a bookstore cafe for just one more cup? Mrs. Fields.
Mrs. Fields, yeah. Baking factory, you can make all kinds of treats. Mrs. Fields.
No mall trip was complete without a stop at Mrs. Fields for a fresh, warm cookie right out of the oven. Mrs. Fields wasn't just about cookies. It was about creating the perfect moment of sweetness in the middle of a busy day. Imagine walking by the kiosk and catching that irresistible scent of chocolate chip cookies baking, tempting you to stop just for one. Mrs. Fields was the ultimate treat with soft, chewy cookies that felt homemade. Remember those giant cookie cakes? They were a celebration in cookie form. Mrs. Fields may still be around in select places, but it's not the mall staple it once was. For many, Mrs. Fields represents a time when mall trips had a guaranteed sweet ending, a chance to indulge in a simple, comforting pleasure. Who wouldn't love to step back to a time when a cookie was all it took to make the day special? Rack's Roast Beef.
To enjoy tasty, affordable meals in a more mature dining environment.
Rack's Roast Beef was Arby's quirky competitor, a fast food spot that took roast beef sandwiches to another level with its unique Rack'sperience. Known for roast beef sandwiches with a twist, Rack's also had a range of menu items from curly fries to milkshakes, and even a salad bar. Imagine a fast food place with an atmosphere somewhere between a burger joint and a salad bar, giving you options that weren't just meat and bread. Rack's had a distinct vibe, one that invited you to sit down and enjoy your meal rather than rushing off. The rise of other fast food chains eventually overshadowed Rack's, but for those who remember, it was a one-of-a-kind experience that felt like a little bit of a culinary adventure. Who wouldn't love to sit down to a Rack's roast beef sandwich today, just for the nostalgia of it all? Kenny Rogers Roasters.
Introducing Kenny's brand new barbecue chicken, perfectly cooked and basted in a savory sauce. Try our downright kickin' barbecue chicken today.
Kenny Rogers Roasters. There's goodness here.
Before rotisserie chicken was a standard grocery store staple, there was Kenny Rogers Roasters. This was more than a food court spot, it was a place to sit down for a hearty, home-cooked style meal. Imagine walking up to the counter and ordering a meal that came with juicy, seasoned rotisserie chicken and a choice of classic sides like mashed potatoes, corn, or green beans. Founded by country music legend Kenny Rogers, the restaurant combined quality comfort food with a bit of country flair. Ever had that craving for a meal that felt like it was made with a little extra love? Kenny Rogers Roasters hit the spot every time. Over time, as fast food trends shifted, it became harder for the chain to keep up, and eventually it faded from malls. But for those who remember, it was more than just chicken. It was a dining experience with heart. Who wouldn't love to sit down to a plate of roast chicken and sides just for old time's sake? Cafe Court cafeterias. Cafeterias like Cafe Court were an essential part of the mall food scene, offering a full lineup of comfort foods served in a casual, cafeteria-style setting. Picture trays loaded with fried chicken, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and maybe a slice of pie for dessert. All classic, hearty dishes that felt like home. Do you remember strolling through the cafeteria line, deciding on each dish as you went? Cafe Court wasn't just about grabbing a quick bite, it was about sitting down to a real meal, enjoying food that reminded you of a family gathering or holiday dinner. As malls started focusing more on fast food and trendy spots, cafeterias began to disappear, unable to keep up with the fast-paced food court culture. But for those who dined at Cafe Court, it's a nostalgic memory of a time when food was as filling as it was comforting. Imagine bringing back those trays, filling them with comfort food, and sitting down with family or friends. Wouldn't that feel like a slice of the past? Brigham's ice cream.
But Brigham's knows the recipe for success has got to change with the time.
Brigham's ice cream was a classic stop for anyone with a sweet tooth, serving up sundaes, milkshakes, and scoops of rich, creamy ice cream that felt like a special treat. Imagine the joy of finishing a day at the mall with a heaping bowl of ice cream piled high with whipped cream, chocolate sauce, and maybe a cherry on top. Brigham's was all about those old-fashioned vibes, a place where you could sit down and savor something sweet. Have you ever tasted an ice cream so rich and creamy that it practically melted your worries away? That's what Brigham's offered. Ice cream that wasn't just dessert, it was an experience. As food courts and frozen yogurt took over, Brigham's faded away, unable to compete with newer, faster trends. But for those who remember, a scoop from Brigham's is a memory of simpler, sweeter times. Who wouldn't want to go back to a day when an ice cream cone was the perfect end to a mall adventure? Howard Johnson's Express. Howard Johnson's wasn't just a hotel chain, it was also a popular spot for a quick meal in the mall. Known for its classic American diner fare, Howard Johnson's Express served everything from burgers to fried clams and ice cream sundaes. Imagine taking a break from shopping and grabbing a meal that felt like an old-fashioned diner experience right in the middle of the mall. Howard Johnson's had a comforting retro vibe that reminded people of road trips and family vacations, but you didn't have to leave town to enjoy it. Ever miss those classic diner dishes that just hit the spot every time? Howard Johnson's was a place where you could sit down, relax, and have a real meal. As mall food courts became more focused on trendy or quick service spots, Howard Johnson's couldn't keep up and eventually disappeared. For those who remember, it was a place where every meal felt like a little escape. Who wouldn't want to bring back that touch of Americana to the mall food scene? Ponderosa Steakhouse.
And again, Mr. and Mrs. Fletcher, don't be strangers.
Have yourself a Ponderosa.
Ponderosa Steakhouse brought the charm of a casual family-style steakhouse into the mall, serving up steak dinners and an all-you-can-eat buffet that became a go-to for hearty meals. Imagine stepping up to a buffet brimming with mashed potatoes, green beans, macaroni and cheese, and, of course, a juicy steak cooked just right. Have you ever craved a meal that actually filled you up while still being affordable? Ponderosa was the answer, making steak and buffet-style dining accessible and convenient. It was more than just a meal. It was an experience that brought people together, offering a hearty meal at a reasonable price. As food court dining turned toward quicker, less filling options, Ponderosa began to disappear from malls. But for those who remember, it was a place where you could sit down, take your time, and enjoy a full meal. Wouldn't it be nice to bring back that filling, satisfying experience to malls today? Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor. If you were lucky enough to experience Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor, you know it was far more than just a place to grab dessert. This spot was all about fun, excitement, and over-the-top ice cream creations that were practically a spectacle. Farrell's had a carnival vibe with an old-timey, family-friendly atmosphere, where birthdays were celebrated with giant sundaes, servers in striped uniforms, and drums and horns blaring for all to hear. Do you remember ordering the Zoo, a colossal sundae that was carried out by multiple servers, topped with a flag and sparklers? Farrell's wasn't just a place to eat, it was an event that you looked forward to, especially if you had a sweet tooth. As time passed, fast food chains and simpler dessert spots took over, and Farrell's became harder to find. But for those who experienced it, Farrell's was a place where ice cream became unforgettable, a memory topped with whipped cream and sprinkles. Who wouldn't want to revisit that excitement, that pure ice cream bliss, just one more time? York's Peppermill. York's Peppermill offered a surprisingly upscale dining experience for a mall restaurant, serving dishes that felt more like a proper meal than a quick bite. Picture dim lighting, cozy booths, and a menu that included options like prime rib, seafood platters, and hearty pasta dishes. York's Peppermill was the kind of place where you could take a break from the mall hustle and settle down for a leisurely meal. It was known for its warm, comforting atmosphere, a little oasis from the noise and bustle of the mall. The restaurant's design aimed to bring a touch of class to the food court scene, and for years it worked. As malls evolved to include quicker, more casual options, restaurants like York's Peppermill faded away. For those who remember it though, it's a reminder of a time when a mall meal could feel like a special occasion. Imagine finding a place like York's Peppermill in a modern mall today, a quiet, inviting spot where you could sit down and truly enjoy a meal. These mall restaurants may be gone, but they're far from forgotten. They were more than just places to grab a bite. They were part of the mall experience, full of flavors and memories we still crave today. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to Those Wonder Years, and let us know in the comments, which of these lost mall eateries would you bring back if you could? Let's keep the nostalgia alive, one food court memory at a time.